Hello there. What is going on, everyone? A brand new game just announced from Fantasy Flight Games coming in 2024. It's a new card game called Star Wars Unlimited, and it's going to be a big deal, a trading card game. We're going to talk about that in today's videos. What is going on, everyone? Hopefully you are having a wonderful day. We have got so much to talk about. This is pretty big news, and I want to preface things with a little bit of admin stuff. If you guys are into Star Wars and Star Wars gaming, Star Wars tabletop gaming, card games, miniatures games, board games, this is the right place to be. I do talk an awful lot about Star Wars gaming, and we're doing a massive giveaway right now for a Star Wars Shatterpoint core set, another new game coming out in early June. If you want to have a chance to enter to win that in the form of a $165 Amazon gift card, all you have to do is be a subscriber, leave a comment on this or one of my videos. I want to know what your favorite games are, whether they be Star Wars games or something else. Let me know down in the comment section. Also, you can check out some of the links in the video description below. You can jump in our Discord, keep the conversation going there, and all the other social media links and Patreon and all that good stuff. It's all down below. So let's go ahead and talk about the video. So, a new game, Star Wars Unlimited. This is a trading card game. It is coming out in 2024. What is a trading card game? Think Magic the Gathering, think Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, things like that. We're going to be getting an all-new Star Wars card game. Now, Fantasy Flight Games is developing this. They're the ones that initially gave us games like X-Wing and Armada and Legion and eventually Star Wars Destiny or the Star Wars LCG. So there's definitely some triumphs and some missteps along the way, and I think a lot of people are going to be having questions like, what's going to set this game apart? What is going to make this game different? Should I get into this game? Should I kind of wait and see? Will it have staying power? Will it not? So let's talk about a lot of those questions and answers and what little information we have right now, because we don't have very much. What has come out of the initial press release is that this will be a trading card game. Now, that model differs a little bit from some other card-based games that Fantasy Flight has released. They just recently released the Star Wars deck building game, which is more of a board game in a way, in that it has cards in it, but it's kind of a standalone game. It's a box, it has some cards in there, you have a starting deck, and then your opponent has a starting deck, and you have a huge middle pile of cards, and you kind of grow your deck based on the cards that you can draft from the cards that come out. And that's, it's basically making a game into the process of what deck building would be like in popular card games. Games like Magic the Gathering, a big part of that game is making your own deck and how much of it goes into it before you even play. And so deck building games have kind of made a game out of that process, but that's not what this is. This is a trading card game, which means you are actually going to be building your deck. You're going to be buying starters or booster packs or whatever the model they come out with is, getting cards, assuming randomly based on what trading card games tend to do. I mean, there's no point to trade if everybody has the same cards. So assuming you're going to get random boosters, which you kind of have to assume is what's part of the definition of a trading card game, basically, and kind of crafting your own deck. Now, this is different from a couple of other games. They used to have the Star Wars LCG, which was a living card game. Fantasy Flight Games has been famous for making living card games. Android, Netrunner, Star Wars LCG, the Lord of the Rings games, things like that, which are set cards in a very specific set. So you would buy the latest set, it would have 30, 50 cards, something like that in there, and it'd be the same for everyone. Now, this is going to be different because you're going to get random packs. They've done this before also with Star Wars Destiny, but the big thing that was different about that is, well, you did get random cards and random boosters. You also had a die in that pack, and it was a dice and card hybrid game. And I think there were some missteps with that. Of course, Destiny came to an end a lot sooner than a lot of people would have wanted. And I think one of the things that they're doing here is they are simplifying the process by saying, all right, dice aren't going to be a part of this game. This is just a card game. It's just a trading card game. I have a feeling that that's going to make this much simpler and easier to produce. But they have had another kind of randomized card-only game with what was called Keyforge. If you guys follow Keyforge, that one is actually doing well now, but it's under a whole different company, Ghost Galaxy. And so there was basically a problem with the random name generation because one of the things, one of the standout features of Keyforge, which was that every deck you'd buy would be totally unique. So you wouldn't buy booster packs, but you would buy whole decks at a time, and every deck was, you never changed it, you just played it how it was, and every deck was completely different, randomized, and had its own name that was printed on the top card, which was really, really interesting. And allowed for them to do some stuff that had never been seen before. Some people really loved it. Some people may have thought that was more of a gimmick. But Keyforge was pretty successful, and there was some kind of technical problem with the ability to kind of randomly generate the decks and the deck names, and that has been such that Ghost Galaxy was kind of able to step in, said, hey, let us take over, and that went to crowdfunding, is doing well. I actually backed that, and so when that does ship, I'll definitely be bringing you guys some previews of that, which is very interesting. But this is sounds like it's going to be a lot more like a standard trading card game, like something like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or Magic the Gathering, or something along those lines. Which makes me also want to thank today's sponsor, Luxury Playstyle. Amazing full metal tokens compatible with a lot of your favorite games. Games like X-Wing, games like Legion, or Magic the Gathering. Lots of very cool games. L5R, a lot of really cool card and board games have tokens, and if you want to upgrade your tokens, head over to luxuryplaystyle.com. Use code CrabbokVIP. You're going to save 15% while you're there. These are beautiful tokens, folks. They're full metal, double-sided, shiny, glossy, gorgeous. You're going to love them. All right, so let's go and talk about what we really expect to see from this. It's coming out in 2024. And we don't have a whole lot of information now. From basically what we know right now, it's starting out in the Galactic Civil War timeline, the original trilogy, kind of making use of a lot of that iconography, a lot of that that timeline, and that classic sentimentality, and just that very recognizable character set, locations, vehicles, ships, characters. I expect it to be somewhat abstract. Again, a game that's going to have ships and characters at the same time is probably not going to be like hyper realistic, so it's probably going to be more thematic, like card games tend to go. I'll probably expect a lot of people to compare this to Magic the Gathering. I don't expect it to play the same. They'll probably develop their own unique system, but the description that's out there does say that they were going for a very simple and fast-paced dynamic game. It says here, I'll give you guys a quote. It says, "Star Wars Unlimited is a fast-paced dynamic game that is both easy to learn and strategically deep. The robust development of the game has been underway for the past 3 years, and fans can look forward to a regular release schedule of 3 sets per year, fully integrated into the entire experience. Organized play has been designed alongside the game from the beginning and will be ready on day 1. From weekly store-level community experiences to worldwide large-scale events, there will be something for all gamers of all levels to enjoy." It's very cool. They talk about multiplayer being important from the very beginning. I think that's awesome. I think that's one of the most important things for a card game from my personal tastes. I really, really love taking a game like, I'll use Magic. I played Magic for many, many years. My favorite memories of Magic were multiplayer games. Just playing casually, just sitting down like 3 or more people around a table and just be like, all right, let's just start playing, and let's see who dies first, and just play for fun. And I absolutely loved playing Magic that way, and so I love the fact that this is multiplayer capable, and it is kind of designed to allow that competitive and casual play from the very, very beginning. While I don't know much about how the game is going to play, I'm very excited that we're getting a new card game. Really, it has a lot to do with me kind of missing Magic the Gathering, but not really wanting to dive back into Magic the Gathering, but kind of wanting to, but not wanting to do it. And then like seeing this, I'm like, here's an easy way for me to like kind of sidestep that and kind of still get that dopamine rush of like opening boosters from time to time and just being like, and also being able to get into a game like this on the ground level. Like, look, I think Fantasy Flight has had their lessons learned, and if they've been working on this for 3 years, I expect this to go very far. Maybe you disagree with me, Let me know down in the comments section. I think this is going to go far. I think you're going to want to pick up a booster box or two and kind of save them, put them in the attic. I know people have done that for other games, but this one I just got the feeling for. I think this one's going to go in all the right directions. Mainly because, A, there's no dice with no kind of like heat transfer system. I get from what I understand, it was complicated and difficult to make the dice, and that was the bottleneck in the production for Star Wars Destiny that led to that failure. There's no random generated deck names and all that other fancy stuff. This one's just a straightforward TC or tradable card game, TCG, right? And honestly, I feel like that's like one of the easiest things to produce. They've got a great license behind it. They've got great talent over at Fantasy Flight Games. Some of the best game designers in the world are over there. And so I have high hopes for Star Wars Unlimited. I'm definitely going to be checking it out. Very interested to play it. Not sure how competitive I plan to be with Star Wars Unlimited. Probably somewhere the way I play the rest of my games. I'll do tournaments and I'll play competitively, but I always focus on having fun, which means maybe I don't build the best, most try hard decks. Maybe I build decks that are a little bit thematic with a little bit of synergy, and maybe occasionally try hard a little bit, but always try to have fun. And hopefully, it sounds like this game is going to support that. All right, guys, that's all we know right now for Star Wars Unlimited. It's exciting. I'll be bringing you more as we learn it. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are out of this world and help make this channel possible. I'll talk to you later. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. So say we all, and the spice must flow.